Jacob Riis. I was a muckraker in the late 19th century. I used flash photography to capture images of people and printed them in the newspaper. I was born in Denmark on May 3rd, 1849, and I had 15 brothers and sisters. In 1970, when I was 21 years old, I immigrated to the United States and settled in New York City. I lived in poorhouses run by police, and conditions were so terrible that I became inspired to try and get those and the conditions of other poor immigrants in New York City improved by wealthy people and the government. In 1873, I became a police reporter for the New York Evening Sun, then the Brooklyn News, and finally the New York Tribune. At these jobs, I saw the worst, poorest slums in the city and all of the terrible conditions that people lived in. Since they couldn't help themselves, I used flash powder and a camera to take pictures of them so the newspaper's readers could see their conditions for themselves. In 1888, I published a photo essay called Flashes from the Slums, Pictures Taken in Dark Places by the Lighting Process, in the New York Sun. In 1890, I published a book called How the Other Half Lives. I'll show you some of the photographs that I put in it. This one's a room in a tenement. It was much too small, but these 7 people still all lived here at once. Here are some pictures of the police lodging houses I told you about, like the ones that I used to live in. This little boy was working in a sweatshop. He swore he was 16, but he was actually only 12 years old. People saw these pictures and were moved to try and help people in the same situations. Teddy Roosevelt even saw my book, and it inspired him to close all of the same police-run poorhouses that I'd lived in when I first moved to America. He said I was a muckraking journalist, but he also called me the best American he ever knew. I wrote 12 more books before I died in 1914, but I pioneered the use of photography and journalism and helped many poor New York City immigrants, so I'm satisfied with my life.